welcome back to another video. Hope you're all keeping safe and well. Sheffield United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 3. I've got Spurs fan Dave with me. Dave, what did you make of today's game?
Well, it's a lot better than the Fulham game, I thought. It was a lot higher performance, a lot more energy, a lot more knocking the ball around. Yes, we lost focus towards the beginning of the second half, but with that fantastic Ndombele goal, that put all the doubts to one side. And I think we were very comfortable in the end, very comfortable winners. I like the lineup. I like the idea of Reguilon and Davis on the left-hand side, playing forward. And, I thought it was a lineup that did the job.
Dave, of course, Tottenham started the game very well. Sergio Aurier got Tottenham's first goal from a Heung-min Son corner. Talk us through that goal.
Well, it was a corner, right-footed corner from Sonny, and Serge just got in front of the others were flat-footed, the Sheffield United defenders, and he managed just direct it straight into the goal. I mean, there wasn't any pressure really on him, and I think they were as surprised as we all were watching it, really, that he managed to, because he hasn't really done that before, but it must have been a well-worked training ground routine, I'd have thought. So that set us on our way, and then we looked in full command. And I think if Sonny had scored that one that hit the post, I think if that had gone in, then we would have been more comfortable early on. But as it was, we were looking for that second goal. They made a mistake up for that second goal, and they lost possession, and fed it, and Højbjerg fed it through the Kane. And once you saw him latch onto that, there was only going to be one answer, and he buried it to Ramsdale's left, and that was a lovely sight to see that going, because you thought, well, we've got the second goal at last. You know, how long have we been waiting for that? And
how did you feel at half-time, Dave? Tottenham, of course, 2-0 up, because just before half-time, Joe Rodon and Eric Dyer made some vital blocks. You know, if Sheffield United have got that goal before half-time, they would have felt, that they've got a chance of getting back into the game. But two vital blocks defensively by Tottenham. Yeah. But at half-time, how did you feel? Did you feel comfortable that Tottenham had done more than enough to get this job done and we were going to get that extra goal?
Well, I did really, but I mean, there were some doubts. I think there was a little bit of doubts that we might go back into the old routine, but and especially I think the doubts resurfaced once they got that goal, because the chap who crossed it he was unmarked. There was no closing down of him. He had a free. It was a lovely cross, but once again, you're getting. McGoldrick got in between two of our defenders. So I just, once again, it was a little bit like...
Again?
Huh?
Did you think, here we go again?
Yeah, I did in a way, because I thought, well, why are you conceding these goals? Must have had that chat in the week with Dyer getting out jumped. I mean, they were said, because it might have been because of his injury in the Fulham game the earlier, that he couldn't get off the ground, but I was a bit surprised to see Rodon at the back instead of Toby. I mean, he's kept that under wraps that Toby might be carrying a knock or something. But it was a little bit worrying when that went in. But of course, when that Tanguy Ndombele goal went in, I mean, what a fantastic bit of skill when it sort of looped up and he got the end of it. And, he's got that in his locker, hasn't he? In a way, I don't think he knows what he's going to do next. Some of the things that he does, he's so skillful, and he's like a bulldozer when he goes through that middle, get out of the way, and really, we want to see more. Oh, you want to see that all the time from him. He was playing so deep today. I mean, I know he was told to do that role, but, yeah, I mean... it's a lovely skill to have, and I think he lasted 90 minutes, if I'm not too mistaken. Chris, did he? He did, didn't he?
Yeah, lasted 90 minutes, and I tell you what, Dave, when you think to even conversations that me and you have had, last season about Tanguy Ndombele and the possibility of him leaving Tottenham. It looked like at one point he was frozen out by Jose Mourinho, similar to Dele Alli's situation now. But he has come back into the team, so fair play to him, fair play to the manager. He is certainly one of those players now, first on the team sheet, isn't he?
Of course he is, yeah. Him and Heiberg are the first ones on there, I think, especially Lo Celso carrying that, injured at the moment. I don't think Mourinho trusts Lo Celso as much as he does on Ndombele at the moment. I think on Ndombele he's going to be his big game player more than Lo Celso. I think Lo Celso's got a lot of skill, fantastic skillful player. But is he the man for the big occasion? I think Ndombele is. It really is. So, yeah, he should have been a little bit more comfortable. The goal was, he would like to have a clean sheet and all the rest of it. But, it was comfortable, really, wasn't it? I mean, getting that goal in the first 5 minutes set the tone. Yes, we thought we were going to go again, but I thought we controlled it. I think we looked comfortable. It's just we do look better going forward, and all this keep passing sideways and all the rest of it is all very well and eating up time. But a more skillful team than Sheffield United, they are gonna have moments, as a team like Fulham did. Yeah, he's still. I'm still not convinced, but I'm a lot happier. I'm a lot happier tonight, I must admit. Getting the 3 points, putting us back up there. Yeah, Liverpool up next in the league. That's the one we got to win because all bets are off. We lose that, then what was the point of it all? We've got to go for it. Really go for that one. Get a full strength team out, and So.
Dave, at this moment in time, do you see Tottenham as title contenders or a team that is challenging for a place in the top 4?
At the moment, top 4, I do. They could come back. If they get their mojo back, they could go for the top. But, the defence still worries me. The centre of defence, and I think that is one area. And also the fullback. I mean, Serge had a good game, but he's defensive. He can go walkabout, as we know, on defensive duties. I like the idea of Davis and Regley on the left. I think that's an area that could work, a lot because he's so Mr. Dependable, isn't he? Ben Davis at the back there, and with the Swansea thing with Roden, I think Roden did all right. He was solid enough, wasn't he?
I asked that question because when you think of all the points that Tottenham have dropped so far in this Premier League season, Fulham on Wednesday night, of course, you go back to the start of the season, West Ham, when we were 3-0 up, we drew 3-3. The Newcastle game, chance after chance after chance, we were only 1-0 up, and then they got that penalty in the dying seconds. The Wolves game, the Crystal Palace game, all of these points dropped. But Tottenham are still in that mix. We are only 3 points away from top place.
Oh, absolutely. And don't forget, Man United and Liverpool still got to come to us. So that's 6 points. We can take 3 off of both of them, and we will be right in there. So, yeah, I mean, it's not... We just got to, win a group of games, I think. That's what we need to do. We can't... We've been messing around. We've taken one... We had 1 win out of 6. We've got 2 out of 7 now. We've just got to go on a winning spree. And then... in about 6 or 7 games' time, we've won that lot. We should be up there. But there's no point in winning one, then drawing one, then losing one. We've just got to get a run together, I think. Maybe got the cups coming up.
Dave, what are your thoughts on Gareth Bale? Because Gareth Bale's obviously gone to Bramall Lane today, hasn't got off the bench again. No minutes today. What do you make of that situation?
Well, yeah, it's a worry. I thought he might have got on. I thought he definitely would have got on today. I mean, he's obviously not going to run around like Steven Bergwijn, and I think that is, I thought, well, perhaps Steven Bergwijn would come off. Bergie would come off, and Bale would go on at some point. But I don't think Steven Bergwijn, he's running. He does put a shift in. and you're not, and all this tracking back, and he does all the dirty jobs. You know, as we know what Crackers says about the dustman, and I think really Bergie's done a dustman job up the front because he's really trying to knock balls off. He's tracking back, all the dirty stuff. And I don't think you're asking world class attackers. And I know Sonny's doing it, Harry's playing deep, but really, are you a man who's earning the £30 million a year? Asking him to track back. We didn't buy Gareth Bale to track back. We bought him to get onto the end of goals like he did in the Champions League final and all this sort of thing. Well, actually scoring the sort of goals that Tanguy Ndombele scored today. Yeah. That's the sort of game, that's the sort of goal we expect from Gareth Bale, but he's not going to score if he's not on the pitch. And I think he's got to trust it. I mean, arguably, you're going to say, well, this was an ideal opportunity to have played Gareth Bale. You're playing against the bottom team away. They've won one game out of 18. Surely that was the one game that he deserved to play in. Well,
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. One player, one other player I wanted to talk to you about, and that's Dele Alli, because he wasn't even on the sub bench today. Jedson Fernandez, the likes of Jedson Fernandez are getting on the sub bench. Before Dele Alli. What do you make of that situation, particularly after Jose Mourinho in the last couple of days told the press that it's a situation that he doesn't want to talk about yet, about Dele Alli's future?
No, well, I think he probably had the ump because Dele Alli had that picture on, what was it, Instagram or wherever he does, and with him showing with a face like a smack bum. And really, that probably, it must have been shown to Mourinho, and Dele's still on the naughty step, really, isn't he? Over all this business. And Harry Winks was nowhere to be seen. So was he carrying the can for the Fulham match as well? I mean, Dele didn't even get on, did he? So you can't blame him. But it's as Mourinho says, a happy dressing room. You're not going to keep all the players happy, and even if you did, would that be right? Dele's in that position where Ndombele was last year. He's trying to get his trust, trying to earn Mourinho's trust, but he can't really do it without minutes on the pitch. He's got, in the training ground. I think you'll probably see him against Wigan Wanderers, and the Europa League matches when they come back. So he can't afford to let Dele go with Lo Celso injured, really. And as far as he's concerned, he's not. Winks and Dele are not going anywhere. I don't think there'll be a lot of movement in the transfer window. I mean, you're talking about things, but on the channel there, but I don't think there will be any movement. Yeah, it's paper talk, it's rumours, and people will talk about things, but personally, I don't think he wants any of those two players to go because they're more valuable to him, in the business end of the season.
Are you basically telling all the viewers not to bother watching the Tottenham news videos in the next few weeks?
Well, no, I'm not saying that, Chris. I'll never do that. But it doesn't. Levy's not going to get a checkbook out at the moment. They're hemorrhaging money down at Spurs. As you say, he's going to lose 150 million this year. But there's not a bloody person gone into the stadium this year, apart from they had a 2,000 times 2. I mean, but it probably cost him more money to put those games on.
If players are heading out the door, Dave, do you see Dele Alli either going out on loan or permanently in this January transfer window? No. Because Maurizio Pochettino, PSG, there's been lots of talk about that. Surely, when you look at it from a player's point of view, and as you've mentioned, Harry Winks there today as well, when Harry Winks and Dele Alli, if you're one of them, and you're thinking the Euros are coming up in the summer, we're playing Sheffield United, who are bottom of the Premier League. If they can't get a start or can't get minutes off the sub bench against a team who is sitting bottom of the Premier League, surely they've got to think about their own futures, haven't they?
Well, they probably have, but they're under contract to Tottenham, and Levy will not sanction a move for either of those. And I don't think Mourinho wants to let them go. He's quite happy to let them sit there. I mean, not sit and rot, but just sit there till the summer. I think. I don't think he's worried about players' egos at all. Yeah. He's got his own ego to worry about. So I don't think. I honestly don't think there will be any movement, really. Sorry to be a dampener on that one, but I don't. I mean, do you honestly think, Chris, that there's going to be a lot of movement there or not? Or...
You never know with Tottenham. You really, really never know with Tottenham. Jose Mourinho said that he would be surprised if there's players coming in. I think that if they have an opportunity, I think that they will certainly take it. He wants to improve the defence side of things. So I think that if there's an opportunity of getting someone in who he fancies, then, why not? I do think that this transfer window is about, perhaps getting one or two players out of the door. Dele Alli, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Dele Alli did go out the door, because I think that if a player is not getting game time, and the amount of times that Dele Alli has been frustrated, surely he is telling the club that he's frustrated. Surely he's telling Jose Mourinho he's frustrated. From what I see from a fan's point of view, I think that whenever Dele Alli has had an opportunity this season, apart from the Everton game on the opening weekend, I think that Dele Alli has taken it. I think he's been very, very good about it, actually. And I'm surprised that Jose didn't include him today, I must say. But it's, the January transfer window, Danny Rose, people like that, you need to be getting them out the door to get them off of the wages. Oh, yeah,
definitely. I mean, there wasn't many people leaving in the summer, and I think we added to our squad 7 players. People like Casaniga and, as you say, Danny Rose do need to find other clubs. Definitely. But it's an interesting one with Ali and Winks. I don't think they will be going anywhere, to be honest with you. But the other thing is, you touched on in the week on your podcast, was why come Lamela was the first substitute when you had Vinicius and Gareth Bale on the bench? Why not throw them on earlier against Fulham? I mean, and then we waited 70th minute for Lamela, and who hadn't kicked a ball for a long time. Those subs were weird. And then, the case tonight, this afternoon, he had 3 subs in the last 2-3 minutes in the extra injury time. Yeah. If that wasn't soaking up minutes, I don't know what was. He was quite happy with his 3-1. But he's got his own agenda. Mourinho has, and you've either got to buy into it, or you're a toast, aren't you? Really.
Do you know what though, Dave? I'm feeling so much happier than I was on Wednesday night, and that is the main thing. Tottenham are back into the top 4 as well. We've got the FA Cup game coming up against Wickham, and then of course the next league game against Liverpool. Let's hope that Tottenham can get the results there. Anything else you want to say, Dave, before we go?
Well, it's always nice to talk to you, Chris, and let's have another win, because I think the last time I was on here we won. So let's hope it's a good. You might have me on there for Liverpool after that one. That might be another win. So
do you want to tell everyone to start watching the videos for the next 2 weeks about all the transfers?
Yeah. You keep on watching, because I might be wrong. There will be players leaving.
That's it. Dave, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Come on.